What's up, everybody? It's your man Brandon Stubbs here, and we're going to talk some gambling. Yeah, everybody likes to make some money, right? But before I start, I have to say this disclosure. This is for entertainment purposes only. That's my nice way of saying you lose money, not my problem. You win money, not my problem. None of these things that I'm telling you today, if you go off and do, are any of my problems. So do not bother me about them, okay? Don't want to hear it. With that being stated, like I said, big weekend of fights here. We've got three fight cards, excuse me, on three different continents, and some interesting odds amongst these. Before I begin, big shout out to my man Devontae Adams there with the Las Vegas Raiders. They did him greasy in KC, trying to file some assault charges against him for pushing the cameraman. That ain't cool, bro. So I'm just wearing my Raiders hat in support and solidarity with my man Devontae Adams. Hold your head, Devontae. That's some bullshit. But what's not bullshit is boxing. Well, it can be, and typically is. But this weekend's fight cards, I don't think are going to be bullshit. And I'm going to start with the ladies. Now, that's going to be a fight card that we're going to have from the UK that we thought we were going to get last month. Now, the Queen died. All that shit made the fight get delayed. So now we're getting that fight card here this weekend. A month later, all ladies have made the appropriate weights or contracted weights. So all the fights are going to go on as previously scheduled, which is a plus. So two fights on the fight card I want to talk about. Obviously, the two title fights. We have Alicia Baumgartner defending her portion of I think it's the junior lightweights or featherweights. I forget the weight class they're in. Ladies, forgive me. Against McKay, who has two of the belts. Baumgartner has one, and the IBO. Some people aren't counting the IBO. I count the IBO, whatever. But it's for belts. It's a unification bout between these two ladies who really do have bad blood against each other. So, going to be interesting from that aspect. With that being stated, the odds for this fight are, meh. Probably the best way of describing it now. If you're going to see me look down, looking here, my eye, my pad of notes and numbers and what have you. And I will say this here at the beginning of this. Now, what I'm doing is I use the four sports books that I typically use and get my information from. That's DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, and MGM. Those are the four of them, kind of giving you a general idea of what the odds are running as. Obviously, if you're going to use anything, use what you're familiar with, use what you prefer. None of these people are sponsoring me. They are more than welcome to at some juncture. Cut me a check. I'll gladly promote your product. But those are the four that I'm using to kind of give you some numbers and some ideas of where these odds are ranging from. With that being said, let me first start off here with McKay and Alicia Baumgartner. Mayer is coming in as the favorite. She's ranging anywhere from a minus 225 up to minus 350, while Baumgartner is a plus 225 upwards to a plus 245. I don't want to say this is a pick 'em fight because it doesn't feel that way. I think it will be a very competitive, close fight, but I do like McKay to win on points and win on the cards. And that's kind of the way that I think. Now, even here's the thing: the numbers here for this are kind of weird. They have Mayer winning on points. I think she's around a minus 190 average amongst the books. You might as well just flat out just pick her to win and just take the one of the other minus numbers at this point. I think these odds will get a little bit closer. The closer we get to the fight card here Saturday afternoon for us in the States, Saturday evening over there in the UK. I think those odds will close a little bit more, but I still think Maryland being the favorite. So I do like her to win on points. I just don't see either one of these ladies stopping each other. The 10 2-minute rounds really does hinder that. So I just don't like that. My money is on Mayer to win via points. So again, make sure if you're going to make that pick, you're paying attention to your sports book because they have by points, they have by technical decision, they have by split decision. And so a lot of them do vary. So when you're making that bet, make sure you're paying attention on what you're clicking on before you click submit, or you could end up losing money or picking the wrong thing and just, it could be a shit show. So just pay attention to that. The main event here, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, and really in all four of these ladies' case, that I thought the momentum from the fight getting delayed a month would not build back up, but they've done a fantastic job here during fight week to build that buzz back up to where this fight card is the most talked about fight card this weekend. Let's be honest. It's the first one to lead off. It's going to get a lot of people's attention. It's not on pay-per-view. It's not going to be late at night. It's going to be during the afternoon, as I keep hitting my hand on my mic stand here. It's going to be in the afternoon here first in the States. It's going to get a lot of eyes captured on it. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, if I can say it properly. So that may be slightly of a hindrance, but I think a lot of people by now have ESPN Plus. It's not behind a paywall there. It's just there on the app if you subscribe or you have the Disney bundle. Shameless plug. That can cut me a check, by the way. Shout out to my man, Evan. So it'll be there for you to watch, which is a good thing. Now, I'm really proud of these ladies and think they're doing a huge, great thing for women's boxing. The momentum they've had here in 2022, fantastic. As far as the fight goes here for Marshall and Shields, Shields is the favorite. She's anywhere from -110 to -136. Why the weird number 6 there, I don't know. Because Savannah Marshall's kind of the same way. She's at anywhere from plus 106 to 110. She's actually 106 on FanDuel and then 110 everywhere else. This one again, Clarissa Shields saying she's gonna hurt Marshall, she can stop her, knock her down, and da. I don't see that happening. I do like Marshall to win. I like Shields to win, and I like Shields to win on the cards. I think this is going to be another one of these where it ends in a unanimous decision. Again, the 10 2-minute rounds hinders women's boxing to that aspect to where you really got to jump on your opponent at the beginning of the bell. You don't have as much time to work with. It kind of puts them behind the 8 ball to where we don't see as many stoppages in some of these fights as I think we could if they fought the 3-minute rounds. It's just my opinion there. But I like Shields to win. I like her by points. She is around a plus 120 to win on points. If you're really feeling bold and think Savannah Marshall's got some punching power that she can actually knock down and stop Clarissa Shields, she's averaging around plus 800 to plus 900 on the book. So if you're looking for some sexy picks to use some money on, that may be it to actually pick Marshall to win via stoppage. It's a real good number, real good value there, and given the fact that she does have punching power, we have seen Clarissa Shields, she has been knocked down before in a fight. Not totally out of the question. It's not the most likely of scenario, but for gambling purposes, it's a real good number for Savannah Marshall to score and win via knockout. So again, plus 800 to plus 900 there. So real good value in that. Let me delve into the other fight that's in another continent, and that's going to be the rematch between Devin Haney and George Camposis down in Australia. This is a rematch that none of us wanted, but we knew from a contractual aspect that this fight was going to happen. Look, this is going to be exactly the same as the first time around, possibly even worse. Devin Haney won that pretty wide. I think he's going to win it even wider this time around. I see him winning 10 out of the 12 rounds. He may even have an opportunity to clean sweep. The kid's that talented, and Camposis won't have anything for him. The odds on this are anywhere from minus 700 to minus 1,200 here for Haney. Camposis is around, he's at 500 to upwards to plus 700. So kind of a little bit of a range there for him. And Haney via points, via decision makes the most sense here. I think Camposis has enough pride to where he's not going to get stopped, and I still question a little bit about Devin Haney's punching power. He's one of those guys, if Haney's able to get a stop, it's going to be due to accumulation of punches, maybe even a TKO due to some swelling or cuts from him constantly working the jab and just busting up Camposis. That is a scenario I could see, but the safest money is just putting money on Devin Haney to just flat win. Don't even try to pick a scenario for victory here. Just pick him to win. That's going to be your easiest bet, your safe bet in regards to this fight. Next fight card here, and that's the one that's on pay-per-view, which, whatever. Co-main event, interesting, because it has the most weirdest odds and widest odds amongst all the fight cards this weekend. That's Kayla Plant versus Anthony Durrell. Now, Kayla Plant in this one is, like I said, he's a wide favorite. Caesars and MGM both have him at 1,000, minus 1,000. DraftKings has him at minus 1,200, and FanDuel has him at minus 1,450. Why such wide odds? I don't know, because for the most part, they're all consistent with what they have Durrell at. He's anywhere from to a plus 650 upwards to plus 750. So he's around in that range amongst all 4 sports books, but he's the biggest underdog of the weekend, and I'm not totally understanding the concept behind this. Now, last time we saw Kayla Plant, he was getting stopped by Canelo Alvarez. Well, that's Canelo Alvarez. That's yes, a lot different beast compared to Anthony Durrell, who he's facing here this weekend. But nevertheless, Anthony Durrell's a former champion. He's not garbage. So I'm not really sure why these odds are so damn wide. For me, I'm actually going to, Plant to win by points makes sense. I don't see Plant stopping Durrell. I don't see that scenario. Plant by winning on the scorecard, winning by points is a minus 140. The number that I'm looking at that makes me really say, okay, this is feasible, and this is actually this is one of those, if you have some money to throw away, try it. I mean, you have $20, you want to take a long shot bet for something and that actually really could pay off. This may be the one of the weekend, and that's going to be Anthony Durrell via stoppage. That is anywhere from the highest I've seen is plus 2,500. So real good number for that if he can get the stoppage. And given the fact that Kayla Plant's been stopped, given Durrell kind of has that proverbial dog in him, I hated to do that there. He's one of those guys who may be able to just rough up and maybe break Plant. Or Plant's learned not to be mentally broken after what happened in the Canelo fight. You don't know, which is, again, why the odds for this one is so wide is very questionable to me. So hop on these as soon as you can, because I think the closer we get to the fight card, these odds are going to narrow a little bit more. It's just he was just way too wide of a favorite here for Caleb Plant. I don't totally get that one. The main event of the night is going to be Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius. Deontay Wilder is a minus 800 favorite pretty much across the boards everywhere. Helenius is about the same. He's at around, anywhere from plus 500 to plus 550. This one is not going to end on the scorecards. This will end via stoppage. Here's where it could get interesting in regards to stoppage. Deontay Wilder is a minus 350 to minus 450 to win via KO. Okay. Keep this in mind. Deontay Wilder has 42 wins. 41 of those are by knockout. He's only had one fight that he's won on the cards. He's had another fight that went to a draw. But, yeah. Of his wins, 41 of them are stoppages. He's stopped the opponent. So, the chances of him going to the cards again against a guy like Robert Helenius are extremely slim. On the same token, though, Robert Helenius via knockout is actually really sexy money as well, as I like to say. This is going to be phrases you're going to hear a lot more as I do these videos. This is sexy money. He is a plus 800 to win via KO. And I would recommend maybe, again, this is kind of like the same thing with Durrell. If you have a couple bucks, throw it down on him. Why not? And this one also feels like it's not as far-fetched as you may think. Now, Deontay Wilder is obviously Deontay Wilder. His fan base and what he'll tell you is he's still a god in regards to these people's eyes in boxing. But a number that I want to throw out that's extremely important here. Deontay Wilder's last two fights, he's been knocked down 5 times. Now, yes, that is against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is the lineal heavyweight champion, WBC champion. So, okay, a little bit different there compared to Robert Helenius. But nevertheless, you go down 5 times in 2 fights, that's a problem. And which makes me question, is the punch resistance going to be there? Are the legs going to be there? Or what is he going to do when he gets hit? And I think that's a very good question that I don't think is being asked enough and brought up enough here during fight week. What happens when he gets hit? How will he react? Yes, he has the one punch out KO power himself. But what happens if Wilder gets hit before he can throw that? That's going to be what makes this fight interesting. Smart money tells you Deontay Wilder, just looking at the pedigree and just doing the proverbial eye test, Wilder via KO. But look, if you want to win your little chunk of change, it's not a bad bet at all to put money on Helenius to win via knockout. It's not as ridiculous or crazy as you think. Actually, real good value there. So again, picks right now, again, good value is Helenius via knockout, Anthony Durrell via knockout. Those are really good value, and really, just again, if you have a little bit to throw away, that's a good power flex for you. Again, verbiage we're going to use here in regards to that. Again, Helenius is around a plus 800. You have Durrell around a plus 2,500. those are just crazy numbers. You got to take a chance on. Otherwise than that, again, Deontay Wilder via knockout makes sense. Anywhere from minus 350 to 450, and Baumgartner, Mayer and Shields both to win on the cards. Devin Haney to win on the cards as well. I picked those three to win on the cards. So there you go. So make sure, as I joke earlier, but in all seriousness, this is for entertainment purposes only. But let me know what you think of the picks, man. Put a comment below. Let me know what you think regards to the picks. If you do win, great. If you want me to delve more into the undercards for future fights, I can do that as well, because you literally gamble on all fights. So if you have any ideas, some fights you want to hear me talk more about, or fighters you want to hear me talk more about in regards to these picks, and even break down, maybe even what round they may be able to get a stoppage in, leave those comments below. Like this video, I would gladly appreciate it, and share as well. Subscribe. This is what all YouTubers do at this point when they're ending their video. They beg for the likes and subscribes. Shit's kind of weird, but hey, whatever. If you want to hear more of my breakdowns in regards to this fight card weekend, make sure you listen to the podcast, Punch to the Face Radio. You can find that on all streaming platforms from Apple, Spotify, Google Podcast, Audible, Amazon. You Google it, it's there. It's all over the place. So Punch to the Face Radio, you'll be able to find a more complete breakdown of this fight card. Fight cards here this weekend we have in boxing. With that being stated, again, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I wish you luck here this weekend, and until the next big fight weekend, I'll be back with some more betting tips, odds, and all that good stuff. Until next time, my friends, this is Brandon Stubbs, and I'm out.